Well.
Morning.
Another day. Good morning. First off, thank you to everyone who has already contributed to the hype train. If you're unfamiliar with Twitch, because I know, we're at level 5 right now. So I know a lot of people have just joined us either yesterday or maybe today is your first time on Twitch. I saw this message earlier in the chat on Twitch from, I want to say Japanata13. I think that's how you pronounce that. Saying, I was following them until they lost their radio show. I was a little confused on how to use Twitch, but finally learned it. Not so bad.
I know. It is kind of weird at first. It's like kind of not clunky. It's just like, what are all these things that are happening? And then once
there's
you
like
get
a lingo
here,
too.
Yeah, once you get here, it's all smooth sailing.
And I do have to give a huge shout out to all of the people who have been with us on Twitch from the beginning, like the little family that we've created, because people like Claire and Court and Chris and Fred and so many other people, and Lenny and Lisa,
Jen,
have helped all the new people become acquainted with the platform. So thank you very much for that.
And I'll be honest, the Carla Marie Anthony fans account on Instagram has a wealth of knowledge and will probably answer your questions faster and better than either of us.
And that's not us, by the way.
It's not.
Also, you'll see on the bottom of the screen that merch is available for another like 4 days. So this is one of the hoodies that I'm wearing, which I've got a pretty cool story about this one that I want to get into in a second. And if you're unfamiliar with what the hell a hype train is, because you're watching that happen in the Twitch chat right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's long gone. But if you're here now on Twitch, a hype train is triggered basically anytime a certain amount of actions happen in a short amount of time on the stream. So whether people are following, gifting subs, subscribing themselves, cheering with bits, all of those things.
Yep.
And you'll actually see on our screen, we've got a little cup here. Nope, there. Which is sponsored today by our friends at Jack Daniels.
Yeah, so next Tuesday, we are doing Drag Queen Bingo for Anthony's birthday.
I'm so pumped.
With Jack Fire. And if you live in Washington and you got a kit, this is the kind of cocktail you're going to be getting in your kit. It's a cocktail with Jack Fire. If you don't live in Washington, Seattle Cocktail Club couldn't mail you alcohol, but there is a recipe I'm going to drop in here. It's the same recipe that we're drinking today. So, and I'm also going to give you the link to be able to sign up because today is the very last day you can sign up for Drag Queen Bingo. It will be happening right here on our stream on Twitch. So even if you don't sign up, you'll still be able to watch, but like I've never just watched bingo.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that would be exciting.
My birthday, by the way, is not the 22nd, it's the 23rd.
Okay.
So we're going to be celebrating into my birthday, but happy early birthday, Silver Heat, who's on the 22nd. So you can party with us, but you're going to want to pick up that pack.
Okay, wait. So I just dropped the recipes in there.
From our friends at Seattle Cocktail Club. Today is the last day to order, so make sure you do it. Nickalicious is in the chat.
No way.
One of my favorite people in the whole world. So, yeah, you can check out Seattle Cocktail Club for all of the info, obviously. And for the people who are new, we are going to answer a couple questions that we didn't get to yesterday about our big announcement. We're not going to go through all of the details. That is on the video that's on YouTube because we don't want to just repeat the same thing every single show.
Right.
So we'll post that link in there. And today's show, by the way, is going to end around 8:45 our time here on the West Coast because Carla Marie has a really cool stream she's doing right after us.
Yeah, so today it's my first day hosting a live stream for Vistaprint called Long Story Short, and it's with small business owners. Today I'm talking to Adriana Carrig. She is the CEO and founder of Little Words Project, these bracelets that myself and all the girls at Elvis Duran show
I also have them.
Wear, yes, and Anthony as well. And today's episode's all about branding, so it's free to watch. If you have a small business, want a small business, just like small businesses, we'll drop the link in there near the end of today's show, so you can head right over. You will be able to chat and ask questions, and please do that because I need all the help I can get.
Also, I love this message in the Twitch chat from L.E. Mercy. It said, Jack Fire, I've never tried it before, but I do love Jack Daniels, though.
So I made a Jack Fire Mule this morning. I've never made a mule before. Super easy. It's literally Jack Fire. We use Fever Tree ginger beer, this guy, and some lime juice.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
We're not taking a shot, so we can just sip it. You did a very good job, Carla Marie.
Oh, wow.
That's really good.
That is fun.
I mean, simple, but you did a very good job.
Yeah.
Keeping it simple.
Whoa. Do I have a new favorite drink?
So, thank you, by the way, to Jack Daniels. I mean, First off, the bottle's pretty cool, but Tennessee Fire, it does taste fantastic, and they're helping us not only celebrate my birthday, but way more importantly, celebrate Pride Month, because that's why we're doing Drag Queen Bingo on the 22nd. Make sure you pick up your little pack from Seattle Cocktail Club.
Seattle Cocktail Club is in here, and they said, I love those mule mugs. So I made these in rocks glasses at first, and I was like, damn, I wish I had a mule mug. And I was like, oh, I do, idiot. Right in my cabinet. My friend Hannah, who also pops in the chat, this was her housewarming gift to me.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Hannah.
So a couple things. If you did hear us on Elvis this morning, I was awake for approximately 74 seconds before I was on the air with Elvis and the whole team. So if I sounded dead, I kind of was.
Yeah, I woke up at 6 a.m. My alarm went off, and I try not to check my text the second I wake up. I know you're like not who they are. They say you're not supposed to do that. So I try not to, but I was like, let me just see what's going on in the world today, because yesterday was crazy. And Nate had texted us and was like, you guys up at 5:44 a.m. And I was like, I just woke up. And he's like, all right, calling. So Anthony, who I swear was sleeping on the couch because we have no reason to lie about that. I'm like, Anthony, wake up. Elvis is calling. And he's like, now? And I'm like, yes. So then I went downstairs and we sat there on the couch, and I was like, you need to wake it up, buddy, because I went down there and you were still laying down.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do the call by yourself. I was really hoping that was going to be the case, because I know how long it takes me to sound like a live human.
I didn't think it was bad.
I hate hearing myself. And I know everyone says that. I still hate hearing myself, especially when we're on with Elvis and the whole team, because I feel like they all sound so good. They've all got their like professional microphones and everything. And we're on a phone,
speakerphone sharing it. Someone said, what does Jack Fire taste like? It is cinnamon spice. Normally you would think of it as like a holiday cocktail, like you would have it like warm, but mules are super summery, and I am a big fan of this for summer. So
mules are, I think the ginger beer makes them just like summer.
Spicy is my new favorite word, by the way. And I've been telling Anthony this, and I haven't really shared it here. So I take Barry's boot camp classes, which might be my new LA Fitness in Ballard. Okay. Like you say all the time. And one of the
Barry's in South Lake Union.
Barry's in South Lake Union. One of the instructors' names is Moses. And he's like, all right, we're going to be doing this move coming up. It's going to be like overhead presses, whatever. And he's like, it's going to get a little spicy. And he says spicy all the time. And I don't know why. I love it. And I've been starting to use it in my real life. Not literally, except for today when I'm talking about Jack Fire.
I feel like our friend John from the Almost On Air podcast also uses the word spicy all the time.
Love that guy.
What else do we have here? There are two. Actually, I'll get to one news story first before we get into one question that people have submitted about kind of the fallout of the big announcement.
Fallout? Can we not use that word when talking about our relationship?
No, it's the fallout from the announcement. The after effects.
Okay.
The aftershock. I don't know. Yeah. But this is where my two worlds have collided for this one news story.
Okay.
And as you can see behind me, that's my sneaker collection over there. Mostly Jordans for the most part. And it was announced yesterday that Billie Eilish is going to have her own Jordan collaboration. Which to me, I was like, that's really cool. Good for Billie Eilish. She's, 18 years old?
Damn.
With her own
goals
Jordan collaboration. And I went into the comments. Now, it was a sneakerhead account that I follow on Instagram. And every single person was just dumping on the whole idea. Like, oh, Jordan needs to retire. They need to stop making shoes. This is so lame, blah, blah, blah. Why does she deserve it? People were like, oh, Billie Eilish is insignificant, is what they were saying in the comments. And it was like, man, you cannot please anyone anymore.
Okay.
Like, I was just so happy.
Yeah.
That she didn't. She hasn't made a statement or anything like that. This is all speculation right now. But it was just so crazy seeing how angry people were getting at something they didn't have to buy.
That's bizarre.
You know what I mean?
Or even care, like, just move on.
And that's the craziest part, though. People were so mad. And I kept thinking to myself, you don't have to buy the sneaker. You can just look at this and say, oh, that's not something I would be interested in.
And move on.
I'm not a fan of Billie Eilish. And just move on.
Yes.
And
so how does your worlds collide?
Because Billie Eilish is the pop radio world that I used to be a part of. And my sneaker world both collided.
That's fair. Seattle Cocktail Club said, I wouldn't care if someone called me insignificant if I had a Nike collab.
That's also true. Yeah. If you're the one calling someone insignificant for their Nike collaboration, you're probably the insignificant one in that equation.
Okay. Fair.
But
all right. So yesterday, let me tell you about yesterday.
go for it, Carla Marie.
It was probably the craziest day of my life. We were not, I don't think, prepared for the reaction.
Yeah.
So on yesterday's show, we told everyone that we're dating. If you weren't here, go back and watch it because, like Anthony said, it just was a lot of things we talked about. Prior to said announcement, Anthony was like, I don't want to make a big deal out of it. Nobody's going to care.
I still don't.
And I was like, people are going to care, but like, okay. Yesterday, I was not prepared. I thought people were going to be like, yay, okay, moving on, whatever. I could all day on my phone, text calls from friends like congratulating us, which is weird because
it was weird getting a lot of congratulation text.
When Erica's like, hey, I went on a date with a guy, Erica Shea, she's in here. I'm not like, congrats.
Yeah.
So I guess it's obviously different than that, but all day, congrats. I'm so happy for you. You guys deserve to be happy. All this stuff. So it was really cool. Then we started seeing our follower count on Twitch go up. And our YouTube video of yesterday's show has over 36,000 views. Like last night, for me to see Anthony's shocked face, which I'm pretty sure we all know never happens. His brothers flew across the country and surprised him on his birthday in our radio studio. And he goes, what are you doing here? Like he doesn't ever get shocked or excited. He was like, oh my God, yesterday. So it was a kind of a crazy day.
Yeah.
But I was prepared and I was telling everyone on the Almost On Air podcast and the 20-somethings Doing Nothing podcast last week how nervous I was because I thought people were just going to hate us for some reason. Like anytime we deliver news, I just expect someone's going to hate it. I really expected people to be like, whatever, losers, you suck now. Nobody cares. Well, whatever. I haven't come across one message like that.
No, I've come across some men who have messaged me saying it's too bad we can't date now. Them and I. That was about it. But they were all very congratulatory.
People love.
Thank you. I know someone in the chat just a second ago I saw said that there are 1,000 people in here right now. So thank you very much to all the people who are joining us probably for the first time.
Fix my hair.
And if you don't know our story, Carla Marie and I transitioned from the radio. We had our own morning show. We started with Elvis Duran in New York, transitioned last July, early August really, to Twitch. And we've been doing our show here on Twitch almost for a year now. And we'll celebrate our year our year anniversary very shortly.
Not dating anniversary.
No. It's been really cool to see the growth of this, not even just the last day and a half, but the fact that people were able to go from a more traditional media source in radio, find this brand new platform called Twitch that at the time was still, and is still today, really for gamers.
Yeah.
And hang out with us and learn how to use it, learn all about emotes and hype trains and bits and subs and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for hanging out with us. And hopefully we'll have more news for you in the coming weeks about some new ventures. Yeah. I'll say that.
Very excited. It's funny. I forget who just said it, but they asked, so you guys aren't going to be on the Bachelor, Bachelorette? And like, ever since our friend Katie, who is the Bachelorette, went on the Bachelorette, I've had so many people reach out, friends, family, everyone, like, you should totally apply. Like, I'm sure she can help you. And it's like, I get where they're going, but I still wanted to be like, no. But now I can be like, nope, stop asking me.
Although yesterday they did have they had like one of those promos that was like, if you're a male and you want to be on the next season of The Bachelorette, email this account. And I was like, man, I still kind of want to do it I've always wanted to be on the inside. And thankfully, now that we have our friend Katie, we like learn all about the inside working of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. We've also obviously been able to talk to our friend Taylor, our friend Molly Mesnick. So we've gotten a little inside scoop on that whole show. And we will talk about last night's episode.
Yes.
But I guess now that Katie's on it, giving us like real day-to-day behind-the-scenes info, I don't have the need as much
to be on it.
Because I've always wanted to just be like, I want to know how the show is going to work. I want to see the inside workings. I'd also be curious to see how I would be portrayed.
I'm not curious to see that about myself or you. But someone said, did you tell Katie that we were dating? This is such an interesting story. So Katie left in March. She came home in May.
Oh, okay.
Katie left to go film sometime in March. And at the time, I think we both kind of expected we were going to do this sooner than we did. We thought maybe April, early May, and we knew Katie wasn't going to come back till mid-May. And I was like, listen, we've been so involved in Katie's like situation. We can't have her come back and be like, WTF, guys, you announced you were dating while I was gone. So I FaceTimed her the night before they took her phone away. And I told her, and I have screenshots of her reaction. I'll have to share them. And she was like almost in tears. Mm-hmm. It was really cute. And she was like, my first reaction is, have I ever hit on Anthony? And I was like, I don't know. Has she?
I mean, who wouldn't, you know?
Okay.
There's a question in the chat from Blue T11. Can you please have Katie on one day? Would love to see you guys together on Twitch. She'll definitely join us at some point.
ABC.
Right now, ABC kind of has a lock on all the things that she can do and her schedule in general. Yeah. I mean, she's been doing Kimmel and Kelly and Ryan and Good Morning America and all these other really important outlets, not us.
Yep.
But I'm sure at some point.
Yeah, she was on Jimmy Kimmel. She was on to be on with us.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point, once all of that calms down, maybe after the season, she'll be on with us. And she's one of my favorite people.
Yes. When are we going to talk about the episode?
We can do that now if you'd like. Are there Bachelor fans in here?
Yeah, because
is
there's
the
a whole
question.
group of people. Do you ever think you slipped and gave it away? Ree Williams. I mean, us dating? Oh my God, everyone watch The Bachelor. Okay, but
it's interesting. I never cared about The Bachelor. Mm-hmm. When we moved here, we met our friend Taylor, who at the time was one of the contestants, and became friends, but I still only watched like 1 or 2 episodes that she was on. Then during it was Colton's season is when we kind of did like a social experiment. And I watched every episode, and after every episode on Tuesdays, Molly Mesnick would come into the studio.
My favorite days.
And we would do kind of a Bachelor recap podcast. And that's when I realized, as kind of terrible as the show is, mm-hmm. it is addicting. And I totally understand people now who are just enthralled with the show because they get you. There's no show in America better than The Bachelor at using little sound bites and teases and things like that to make you curious and angry and involved to get you watching from one week to the other.
So we'll get into our review in a second. I just want everyone who, at least if
Carl is the fucking worst.
Wait, if you remember the guys' names, I just want you to drop your favorite right now, their name in the chat so I can see them. Carl is the worst. Yeah. So Carl is a motivational speaker. Oddly enough, see how that's going to go for him now. He just started drama last night.
Yeah. So Carl, and if you're unfamiliar with the show, we're still early enough in the season where there are a lot of men on the show. There's only been one rose ceremony, which is when Katie sends people home. And I don't want to give away too much because there was some drama yesterday and some shocking developments. But basically, this guy, Carl, who's from Miami, so shout out to everyone who's watching from Miami.
I love listening to Anthony talk about this.
He goes up to Katie with literally no information at hand, as far as we know. He has no discussions with any other contestants about what he's about to say, but he goes up to Katie and says, I can't tell you who, but there are people here who aren't here for the right reasons, which is a storyline that happens every year.
Like people are just going on the show to get clout and be famous.
Which most people are.
He has no backing. So Katie gets very upset because she just thinks like, why am I wasting my time? Like, and I'm sure there's a lot of it is you don't want to look dumb. And I get that. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know what's actually happening. And all the guys are like, what just happened? And then finally Carl is like, I did it. And the producers and editors did such a great job at editing each guy's face, be like, what? And we were laughing. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And just to stir the pot for absolutely no reason, with no data to back it up or anything like that.
No.
He became the villain instantly. Mm-hmm. Now, I do wonder if he will be validated at some point. And this is where the show producers and the editors do such a good job of making someone a villain and then showing you that maybe there was some more information that they didn't give us originally. So we'll see what happens. But man, I don't think I hated anyone more than Carl yesterday. So at the moment, fuck Carl.
Okay. So one of my favorites right now, let me preface this. Last week, I was all team Greg because I was like, oh, it's a Jersey boy and he's being super cute. He seems charming, but like, yes. And it was very emotional when he came forward and told Katie, like, my dad also passed away. That was a moment, of course. But I feel like we didn't get much from him. Like, they had a one-on-one, and, like, it was a lot of Katie talking, obviously, but he was just, like, fishing. And I'm like, all right, why do we love this guy? Like, he's talking, like, there's something about the way he talks. I don't know.
He's also from New Jersey, so he gets preferential treatment in our book.
Katie and Thomas's makeout session where he grabbed her and held her leg and like pulled her on top of his lap. I was like, oh, get it, girl. So I'm Team Thomas.
Team Thomas. Someone had asked in the chat, I want to make sure I get this name correct. Blue T11, do you guys know who she picked? So we actually got to hang out with Katie this past weekend. We went to a comedy club in Tacoma, and we were pretty good about just telling her, like, listen, we're not going to ask you anything that you don't want to reveal. And if something happened already on the show,
we can talk about
that. But we didn't want to ruin the show for ourselves. So we don't know who she picked. We don't really we have some details as to some of the drama that will happen on the show, but we definitely do not know who she picked or anything really in terms of how the show ends. Let's see. NJ Sunflowers. Can we watch on Hulu? I need some new content to watch. It is on Hulu.
It's always on Hulu the day after.
Yeah. And man, I mean, this is now the third season of a Bachelor Nation show that I'm watching in its entirety. And I'm really scared, Carla Marie, that I'm going to now be a Bachelor Nation person.
We'll see. I mean, you'll probably love a guy from this season, or you'll probably hate a guy from this season because maybe he'll break Katie's heart.
Yeah.
Or she'll break his heart.
I only watched Colton's season as that like social experiment. And when that was over, I told myself, I'm not wasting my time with The Bachelor anymore. But then when Katie got on it, I was like, all right, well, I'll at least watch for my friend Katie. And she made it on long enough where I was then fully invested in the show. And now she is the Bachelorette.
Krisha said, will this show, our show, continue to be starting on 7:30 each day now? No. On every other Tuesday.
Just for a little bit.
I know. For like the next few months while I have this Vistaprint podcast, which I needed to look at the time and I just panicked and I was like, oh my God. So I go live at 9 a.m. Pacific time with them.
And also this coming Thursday, it might be a little earlier or we might just cut it off a little earlier because what?
Can you please empty the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire shot glass?
I sure can do that. Because I'm going to be in LA this week and I've got a meeting with someone. And yes, it is a work meeting. So hopefully it goes really well. But I have to meet that person at like 9:30, and I don't know where I'm meeting them. And LA traffic and the fact that everything in LA is like 100 miles away from each other.
You can leave and I'll stay on.
Sure, I'll do that.
So Lenny said, so going back to our relationship, which is so freaking weird.
Yeah.
Lenny said, question, every time Tones, Anthony, would talk about a cute girl at the gym, was he talking about Carla Marie?
No. There are still cute girls at the gym.
There are still cute girls at the gym. And no, he wasn't.
No.
And it doesn't bother me.
Can I tell a story about something that happened next to a cute girl at the gym the other day? So this was on Friday, and I was walking from one place in the gym to another to get some weights, and this guy comes up to me and talks about how he was such a big fan of our show on the radio.
You told this story.
I did? Yeah. On the podcast or here?
I think it was here.
I think I told it on the podcast, but I'm going to keep going anyway. But he kept using the word big fan over and over. And he was saying it like within earshot of this girl who was there. And I was like, I probably look so cool right now.
And how'd that work out for you?
It didn't work out at all. I mean, I just kept moving on with my workout, but that was about it. Yeah. I did say how this...
the shirt.
What was I going to say?
Started a
convo yesterday at the gym. So I got to the gym yesterday. I'm in the locker room, and this guy is walking by me, and he stops as I'm taking this hoodie off. He's like, hey, man, you live on my street. I was like, oh, cool. What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And have we talked or whatever? He goes, no, but I see you walking by my apartment in that neon hoodie all the time.
Every day?
And I've been wearing it basically every day for like 3 weeks now. So that was actually pretty cool. We got to chatting a little bit. He lives literally on the complete opposite side of the block.
You guys going to hang out?
And I think he has to live on one of the lower floors of his apartment complex.
Why? You can see that from anywhere.
No, because I walk like on that side of the street. And I think if he was on like the 4th or 5th or 6th floor, I'd be too close to the building for him to actually see me. I didn't tell him. I did say that because he asked me like where I got it or something. I was like, oh, me and my coworker created them because that's true.
It's true.
And that was about it. He didn't ask me where to get it or anything, so I just kind of.
You didn't want to say me and my girlfriend.
I didn't. No.
Ew, that's so weird. Like I haven't ever said that. Like
Yeah.
I've never been like, this is my boyfriend. Ew, I just did it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Actually, this is a great transition to some of the questions that people had for us on Instagram. And I know it was actually a question from Fred the Mailman who said, have you introduced each other as your boyfriend or girlfriend yet?
No.
And we haven't. And I don't
think
like using those words to begin with. They're
well,
weird.
Okay, so I feel like at this point in our life, we've talked about this before in the past in the radio. Saying boyfriend and girlfriend when you get to a certain age seems like childish. Mm-hmm. And I feel like at this point in our lives, because we've done so much more together in the sense of like a show and a business, like I almost want to be like, this is my partner, which is also weird.
I don't like that either.
But my brother introduces his business partner as it's his friend.
I guess it really depends on.
So it's weird.
Who we're being introduced to and in what setting.
Yeah, it is weird saying, like Chris is right. I also hate to say dating. Like dating sounds so new also. Mm-hmm. Like even like
dating is disposable.
Like when we were posting yesterday, we didn't know how to write like the title of the video. And I'm like, saying we're together just makes it sound like we're sitting next to each other.
Yeah. What else do we have here? It's better. Who said this? Hold on.
Man friend. That if I introduce Anthony as this is my man friend.
Mike DMCD said, I agree, but it's better than lover. And I actually told this story yesterday. I think most people are familiar with Delilah, like one of the biggest radio personalities in the world. I was doing an event back in the day for 106.1 Light FM in New York, and she's on that station at night. And people, when she would come to New York to do an event,
oh my God, yeah,
people would line up for like hours to meet Delilah. And I remember specifically working that event and hearing one of the weirdest things I ever heard in my life. There were these two teenagers who were clearly only at the event because you can go through this like radio station tent and then go ice skating for free in Bryant Park. So they were like going through their motions to get their free ice skating. And Delilah looked at one of them. I don't know if she looked at the guy or the girl and just said, oh, is this your lover? And I think because she's so used to talking like that
on the air,
it was like natural for her. But I just remember cringing so hard and be like, I think they're teenagers. Like that is the weirdest thing you can say to a pair of teenagers that you don't know. But yeah, lover is weird.
And my mom's thing is she'll be like, are you going with him? Like that's how she talks to people. Are you going together? Like that is her way of saying, are you in a relationship forever?
Well, she sounds like she's on the set of Grease. Like that's what that sounds like to me.
And when we were like in middle school, instead of saying, would you kiss him? We would say, are you going to go with him? And
like your middle school friend said that?
Yeah, we would say go with him instead of kissing.
That's weird.
What?
I've never heard that in my life.
We've talked about this when I used to read my diary on the air and I would say,
oh, yeah.
And you were like, what are you talking about? So we would say that. And then my mom would be like, are you going with him? And I'm like, Mom, what is happening? Like, what in this world? So my mom still says that. She still says to me,
she should stop.
Oh, Neon Climber, are you going steady? Yeah, that's what we should have said. We're steady.
Going steady, I only heard like on the Wonder Years when I would watch that as a kid.
Yeah.
When it was on Channel 11 after school.
Yeah.
That's the only time I heard going steady.
Going steady.
But I also I'm the worst at describing the stages of relationships because I never label things. And that was, my whole life that's been a problem with the girls who I've been involved with is like, well, what are we? I'm like, I don't know.
What are we?
We're just hanging out.
What are we?
We're roommates. Basically, we're roommates. We're coworkers. We're foster kitten savers.
Yeah, my ass. What are you doing?
I don't know.
What have you done for these kittens?
They're in my bathroom.
Is this true?
I gave them my space.
Yeah. What have you done for our
Let's see. That's how my boyfriend's granddad explains our relationship. Was it going steady? Or significant other?
Yeah, it's such a bizarre thing when you're older.
I think I deleted the wrong message a second ago. Whoops.
I'm going to start introducing, you're right, NJ Sunflowers. I'm going to start saying, this is my lobster.
And that was a Friends reference, right? I do want to go into.
Oh, you did accidentally delete the wrong one.
It's all right. They'll come back. I just deleted someone. I didn't block anyone. Where was? I do want to go into some of these questions that we got on Instagram.
Cat Daddy sounds way cooler than Cat Mommy, our big horse. Cat Mommy sounds weird. Cat Daddy sounds cool.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Let me go into some of these questions.
Tracy said, did you guys ever tell stories about a guy or girl, but we're talking about each other, like on the air?
I don't think I did.
I did. I'll get to it at some point.
I have enough like weird, terrible stories or awkward stories that I was able to just use my own life for the most part,
Fair.
which is kind of sad. You did? Mm-hmm. Are you going to wait to tell that story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Carla Marie's
so.
going to wait. Let's see. I want to go through. I'm going to pick a question at random. By the way, there were a lot of questions that came through my personal Instagram, and there were a lot of questions that came through the show, the Carla Marie Anthony Show Instagram. So we're going to try to get to maybe a couple of them for the next couple days.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this stream all about us dating, but obviously it's still pretty big news and it's still very new. I call my husband my person.
I like person.
That's good. Let's say, man.
I like cat mom. I say cool cat mom. I think cat lady has a bad connotation. Like my old boss used to want me to go on the air and be like, I'm a cat lady. And I'm like, no. Cool cat mom or cat mom is what I go with normally.
Okay, here's a good one.
Dog mom, no one thinks is weird.
Here is a good question. This is from, I don't even know how to, Mikwando. I'm going to say that's how you say his name or her name on Instagram. Question about us dating. Can you share a random romantic moment for you and Carla Marie that each of you has done for the other? So like a romantic thing that Carla Marie has done for me, I'm assuming is what this person is asking, is something that I've done for you. So I'll go first because mine happened pretty recently, and it's going to take Carla Marie a lot longer to think of something romantic that I've done.
Okay.
But Carla Marie, when did you go to Renton? You made the drive over for the kittens to go to Motley Zoo?
Thursday?
Okay, so Thursday, Carla Marie... Friday, Carla Marie went over to go get some stuff for the kittens from the animal rescue that we're working with at the moment. And without asking, came back with my favorite cookies, which the location is right by the animal rescue from Cow Chip Cookie Company. And completely unprovoked, unasked, just came back with my favorite cookies. And I was like, this is awesome. I was very excited about that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think cookies are romantic.
I had a thing for a hot second, but I have one. It was like 5 weeks ago, maybe. I was in a crap mood. Like, I don't know what was going on. I truly don't even remember like what was triggering it, but I was in a bad mood. And
sorry. It is Redmond, not Renton. Sorry about that.
I know. I was confused when you said Renton.
Yeah, Redmond.
Anthony went to a boxing class and he came back and it was like 9 p.m. and he walked into my room and he gave me flowers, which like he's literally gotten me flowers twice ever.
Because flowers are kind of stupid.
And I agree, but that was a nice surprise. And he was like, what are you doing? I was like, I was working on the newsletter or something. And he's like, we're going to go for a drive. And he made me like put everything down and we went for like an hour drive just to like relax and chill out. And
I think we went to like did we go to Dairy Queen? We went, not Dairy
Sonic.
Queen. What? We went to Sonic?
Not Sonic. What's the other one? Dairy Queen.
Yeah, we went to Dairy Queen and got some food.
Ate food. Yeah.
Man, am I more romantic than Carla Marie? I think so. I think that's what we just...
those stories.
I think I'm more romantic.
Okay, but your love language is...
Cookies. Yeah. Yeah, if you came back with flowers for me, I would have probably just been like, all right, well, you can have them. Yeah. Like, you can keep these stupid ass flowers.
Yeah, Matt's right. He said, again, it's the little things. Yeah. I feel like that's what we've always kind of done, like tiny, small things. Mm-hmm. Because we talked about yesterday how like we don't buy each other gifts like for birthdays, really. We never, ever have. On air and stuff, like as a show, we'd all gift each other things. But sometimes we do, but we've always kind of just been like, it's the little things that count in between more than like, it's your birthday, here's a gift. We try to just have experiences, like make sure we're going to dinner or whatever it is around a birthday or something like that. Or like a special dinner, not just like to our favorite restaurant. Like, let's try somewhere new. So, yeah.
Another question from DJJ923. now that it's official, do you think you'll continue to always work together? Which I think is a question a lot of people have had. I don't know. And not because I don't want to or I do. I just think we've been doing a pretty good job professionally of just saying, hey, whatever happens, happens. We do have ideas and things we would like to do together and build together. And then there are other things. Obviously, like Carla Marie's hosting a stream and a podcast today on her own.
In a little bit.
In
20 minutes. 35 minutes.
35 minutes. So I think there are avenues to both. Mm-hmm. How do you feel?
No, and we've said that forever, that I feel like actually especially now because it's like out there that we are together. I think I'm even more okay with not working together, which I'm not entirely sure the reasoning behind that.
Yeah.
Obviously, not obviously, but like I wouldn't want to do a long distance relationship at this point in my life.
Yeah.
But like if Anthony got a really amazing job somewhere, I'd be like, all right, let's go. And like I can continue doing things that I do from literally anywhere. So I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I'm not as talented, so I can't do what I do from anywhere. Life is a hike said not all couples work together. Trust me, I am well aware.
Yeah.
That is not, I don't even know if it should be the norm.
My parents met at work.
That's
let's weird.
See. My parents met at church, so that's a little different. Oh, have you done the love language quiz to see what each of your love languages are?
Jessica, good
I
question.
feel like I did it a long time ago.
We're going to do it and we'll reveal them on the show.
Also, someone just said, I like JD Fire, Jack Daniel's Fire. Same, because that's what I'm sipping right now.
Yeah, so Jack Daniel's Fire is helping us celebrate Pride next week when we do Drag Queen Bingo right here on our stream, on our Twitch channel, with Seattle Cocktail Club. And I'm going to drop in the link again to sign up for bingo. Today is the last day you can sign up, whether you live in Washington or not, to get a bingo kit. You'll get a kit. You'll get a You Look Great decal. You'll get a bingo dauber. When I said kit, I meant bingo board. If you live locally, you will pick it up at a local bar and they'll have pre-made cocktails for you. If you don't live in Washington, you'll get the kit. And then there's recipes on Seattle Cocktail Club's website so that you can drink along. Drink along is my new favorite thing.
Let's see. What was I love this. This is from Stone Forshaw. What was the best part about having a secret relationship?
Oh my God.
Because I think, especially as we were kind of revealing it yesterday, there was definitely stress and pressure in keeping the secret, but I don't think we fully got to appreciate the positive parts of keeping it a secret. I'm going to let you go first.
Didn't get to appreciate the positive parts?
Like, talk about it. Talk about the positive parts about keeping it a secret. So I'll let you go first because I know my answer already. And ChrissyIsCool.com, thank you for signing up for
I think I know your answer too.
Drag Queen Bingo, which is being done next week to celebrate Pride and also kind of my birthday.
I'll be honest, there are a lot of things that sucked about keeping it a secret. And we'll probably get into those at some point. But I moving forward highly recommend keeping a relationship private for at least a little bit. You don't have to do what we did, but like other people should never be involved on any level of your relationship. And I think that is why we feel so secure in our relationship, because we've handled everything together. And I mean like littlest things, like we're not going to fight over who's going to who's for the holidays, which is what a lot of couples fight about, because we weren't doing that because we couldn't do that.
I'm going to miss that. Not going to lie. Not because I don't want to go anywhere for the holidays, but like just not having to worry about things like that. I know,
but both of us obviously respect the fact that we love our families and want to be with our families. So I would never be like, why aren't you coming to see my family? Because like maybe I don't want to leave my own family, especially because we live so far away from our families.
Yeah, family time is at a premium, especially after the pandemic.
Exactly.
During, after.
I think there was a lot of no one else had their hands in any of this. From friends, I had friends that knew. Well, we had a mutual friend, like Sam knew for most of this. And she obviously would be there for either of us if we needed anything. But we kept a lot of everything to ourselves and handled a lot of it on our own. If there was there wasn't like there was much wrong, but we always like kept it between us and worked things out with one another. So I think that was a huge plus to doing things on our level. We didn't have bosses who were like, you're talking too much about your relationship on the air or blah, 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 whatever. Like, nope, it's just us.
Yeah, I think for me, it goes back to it's similar, but since we didn't tell almost anybody, we handled everything internally, and we were forced to handle it all internally. Like, we couldn't go vent to anybody else.
Right.
Other opinions didn't necessarily infiltrate the way we felt or manipulate the way we were feeling about anything. So I do think, listen, I'm a private person anyway when it comes to relationship stuff. I don't really talk about relationship drama with people, but I would highly suggest early on, especially in your relationship, not making it about posting Instagram pictures and getting all your friends to meet your boyfriend right away or anything like that. Handle some shit early on your own, because I think it sets up a really good foundation. Now, is it the formula for everlasting success? Who knows?
No.
There's no way. We're not relationship experts just because we're in a relationship now.
Right.
But I think if I can take one big difference away from this relationship as opposed to the other relationships I've been in, I think we handled things, and we're a little older, but handled things better.
Yes.
And more honestly and directly than I ever had before.
Well,
because
also,
there wasn't a lot of outside opinion, like I said.
Also, I feel like I had to sometimes make you do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, if we argued over something, if there was something that I was like, no, or this is how I feel, Anthony's response would be, okay. And I'm like, fight with me.
Which is how I respond to everything, by the way.
It is. I'm like, talk, you can't, or he'd be like, okay, and just like walk away. And I'm like, dude, we're not going to we need to communicate even in the bad times. So we're better at that now.
No, I definitely learned how to become a better communicator. I think as you get a little older and as you move through your early 20s to your late 20s to your early 30s, you learn to fight differently and argue differently. And I think my parents were fantastic. If I took any negative trait from my parents, it was the way that my family fights in general.
That's fair. Mine too.
Isn't necessarily the healthiest. And I think I had to learn that just because you're in an argument doesn't mean you have to win by making the person submit or show that you're right all the time.
Right.
And I think that's
shouldn't be a winner.
Huge.
One of the things I learned, I think it was like Cosmo or something, that has stuck with me forever. I maybe read it 5-6 years ago. And it was something like, when you're arguing with a significant other, you should never be like, you. Because if someone's saying you, they're going to put their guard up to defend the you.
Yeah.
To defend themselves. So I feel like this, or this makes me feel like this, instead of just say, it's just your word. You are still saying the same thing, but the word you automatically makes someone feel attacked. And it's just the way you're speaking is so important when communicating. Obviously, that's
Words
the whole
matter.
point of communication. Words matter.
My eager mister, I think that's how I would pronounce that username in the Twitch chat, asked what we're drinking. So as you explain what we're drinking and why, Carla Marie, I'm going to pull up one more question.
Okay.
I think we have at least time for one more, maybe two.
Okay. We are drinking Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire. It is amazing. The drink is actually a mule. I made it myself this morning, and I'm very proud of myself.
You did a very good job.
It was very easy. We use Fever Tree ginger beer. And
say Fever?
I stuttered. Fever Tree ginger beer, Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire, ice, lime juice, and garnish with some lime, and it's incredible. It's like super refreshing. And I know I said this earlier, but you normally think of like Jack Fire because it's like cinnamon spice, and you equate cinnamon with Christmas. I do anyway.
Yeah.
But no, like,
Or
this
PSLs.
is I could actually sit by a pool and drink this.
Yeah, this is absolutely a barbecue poolside drink. So two more questions, because I think they can be done pretty quickly, and then we'll wrap it up today. We'll get to some more questions on Thursday. We do not have a show tomorrow. If you've missed any of our shows, you can go to our YouTube channel, and we'll put the link in there in a second. So this is from Nessa_XO on Instagram. What's your favorite thing to do as a couple? That's a great question. I mean, eat is like the default.
Okay, no, I have an answer, I think.
Okay, go for it.
I like when we go on walks.
Oh, just walks like around here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that we didn't really pick up until the pandemic, obviously.
Sometimes, but no, like, because our phones are away. It's not like we're walking on our phones. Our phones are away, and it's just like our time to talk about literally anything with no distractions, no cat, no TV, and no phones, honestly. And I truly love that. And we got to go on a walk this weekend. We did Eric LeGrand's my God, I just forgot what it was called. But Eric LeGrand virtual 5K, but we walked it, and it was such a good time.
For everyone asking for the first kiss story, they even asked that on Elvis' show. We're going to wait on that one. Maybe that'll be like a special event. I don't know.
We should reenact it.
No, we shouldn't. I love all the love that Jack Fire is getting in the Twitch chat, by the way. Jack Fire is one of my favorites.
So good. So smooth.
Jack Fire is so much smoother going down. Cool. I love when we have something on the show that people already love.
Yeah.
We don't have to like do anything
Convince
crazy.
anyone.
Another question from okay, all right, sure _
That's quite the name.
Who cooks for you? So who cooks in this house? I order on Uber Eats more. So if providing food is the general question, I order it more.
When Anthony first moved in, I was like making us a real dinner every day. And then that stopped because I would always cook for myself as well. And then it just got to a point where the 5 p.m. would come around. I'm like, I'm not cooking today. We got into a really bad habit of ordering Uber Eats all the time and stopped. So now.
Yeah, I actually gave up ordering food for Lent, like ordering anything.
It was great.
For Lent. And Carla Marie hopped on even though our Lent was off.
We saved so much money.
Yeah.
But Anthony eats like eggs all day now.
Yep.
We go through phases. Like recently got a grill, so now we grill a lot, and either of us will grill. But like I cooked last week and made myself a vegan lentil thing, and he didn't eat it at all.
It
I had it
didn't look good.
It was good. And I had it like every day last week.
We also, I think we spend so much time together throughout the day that making sure that we sit down for dinner isn't always a priority.
Yeah.
It's just whatever. And sometimes I'll go to like a late boxing class at Title Boxing here in Greenwood.
Yeah, that was weird for me at first.
Sometimes I'll just eat dinner really early or really late, depending on what my workout schedule is.
I feel like at first sometimes I was like, what do you mean we're not going to eat dinner together?
Let's see. Oh, this is from Angela in Spokane. Is the announcement date the anniversary date so you don't have to tell anyone your real anniversary?
Sure.
And I think that's what we're going to end up doing.
June 14th. We'll have a big party next year.
Sure.
Flag Day.
Is it Flag Day? Okay. It's good to know, I guess.
We're so American.
Let's see.
Living the American dream.
You guys should meal plan together. I do it weekly with my husband and it's super fun. Sometimes we kind of do that. I made like a lot of chicken or something like that, and we put it in like containers for the week, but
that's not meal planning.
That's kind of meal prepping, planning.
That's cutting up raw chicken.
No, then I'll cook anyway.
Anthony did make me food yesterday, but there was something I was just going to say about meal prepping, meal planning. Wait, I just blanked out. Damn it.
I'm trying to look for one
this
more question.
This is going to be good when I have
like
to go do the show.
6 more minutes. A lot of people are asking questions that were answered yesterday, like who made the first move, when did you realize, blah, blah, blah. All of those questions are answered in the YouTube video that's up on our page right now, because I just don't want to repeat the same thing every single day. And this will not be the show, by the way, of just us talking about dating each other, but it's obviously still pretty big news.
Diana.
This is good because I like this question because it's probably going to be me. This is from Mr. CJH. Who has better taste in movies? Carla Marie doesn't like movies, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Shut your hole, mister.
You said you don't like movies.
I do now. The pandemic made me like them. But you, if you recall, and no one in this chat will agree with that statement that you just made at all, was that you didn't watch any movies from anyone's childhood, and you actually stopped. There was a whole list you were supposed to be watching, and you stopped.
Yeah, but I still think because I like watching movies and you don't, my taste is automatically better in watting movies because you don't enjoy it at all.
Look at that. Everyone's picking me.
We are going to get out of here in like 4 minutes, but I do want to just stop down and thank everyone who has, especially in the last 24 hours,
Insanity.
48 hours, subscribe to the channel, watched us on YouTube, followed the channel, any way that you have joined what we're trying to build here. Because what we've been doing for the past year is kind of transitioning our whole careers. And we've gotten so much positive feedback from people who were in our old industry in radio, saying how we are kind of paving the way and building a blueprint for a lot of other people. And the best way we can continue that is to show growth every day and show people that even when things seem really crappy, you can change, you can learn, and you can adjust and have success. So thank you to allowing us to do that.
Yeah.
It's been really, really cool. And don't forget, obviously, last day, if you want to hang out with us, celebrate Pride, celebrate my birthday, and play some drag queen bingo, we're going to be with Queen Andrew on June 22nd.
I'm so excited.
Carla Marie's going to put the link in the chat in a second.
I did.
If you're watching on YouTube today, what's today? June 15th, you can email us if you need the link, or just go to seattlecocktailclub.com. What are you doing over there, Carla Marie? Putting the link?
I put links in there. I'm reading this from the chat. Slow it, your roll. Oh my God, how do I make it stop moving? Rick WD said, I love you guys, but I need my stepson to explain to me how Twitch works. If you go to our YouTube channel, there is a video on how to Twitch. And we explain like the basics of Twitch for people who've never used it before.
Really, as long as you're here and in the chat, you've mastered like 80% of Twitch.
Yeah.
Everything else, just like we kind of learned doing it, because I didn't know what an emote was, which is just an emoji, really. No. I didn't know what a sub or a bit or how to use any of them. Just be here, be in the chat, hang out with us, and that is more than enough. And if you feel like learning more, it's kind of easy once you're in here.
Yeah, it is weird.
You kind of just have to do it.
Very weird at first, but it's good.
I think the lingo is what throws people off. Like, why couldn't they just call emotes emojis?
You know,
aren't they? I mean, if anyone can tell me why they're different, I'd appreciate that. But I think they're exactly the same.
But I guess like you can't even make your own emojis.
Oh, why did the cup go from a highball to a Pilsner glass? So it was originally a shot glass.
It's just a tall shot glass.
No, and now it's a Pilsner glass. Like this is what you would get an actual beer in at a bar. Well, and
I don't recommend.
I needed the cup to be bigger today for the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire logo. So I just decided to change it up. And because we're not taking shots of it, we're drinking it out of a somewhat normal cup. So it'll be back to a shot glass at some point, probably on Thursday.
Tilo915 brings up a great point.
Well, you got 2 minutes, Carla Marie.
So it says, I need to figure out the Amazon Prime thing. So to anyone who's new here, this is actually a really cool feature. Twitch is an Amazon company, and if you have an Amazon Prime account, which you likely do, you have a Prime account, you can subscribe to us on here for free, and we make money from Amazon. You pay nothing.
Because you're already paying for Prime.
Which is really cool. You have to, this is where they get you, you have to like go through 15 steps to connect your accounts and kind of link them. We did a video, I'm going to drop it in here. We did a video explaining it. Apparently, Amazon changed one of the screens since we've done the video, but for the most part, it's still the same. So you may have to like kind of poke around a bit. I'm dropping a link in here right now.
And don't try to do it on mobile. That's like the biggest thing. Do it on your desktop or laptop or whatever. It's way easier that way. And there's another question two questions about Drag Queen Bingo that I want to get to before we turn this off in a minute.
Okay.
It is a live event for Seattle Cocktail Club members, but they're only choosing a small group to be there. But so it's mostly just going to be virtual. You can hang out with us. It'll be a live stream the whole time. And are we dressing up for Drag Queen Bingo? Ooh, I'm not going to be in like full drag because that's Queen Andrew's responsibility.
I got to get us rainbow gear this weekend.
We'll be in some sort of pride gear.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with us. We will be back on Thursday, 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. If you are new, thank you. Hopefully we see you back on Thursday.
Come support my stream. I'm so nervous.
Do you have the link for it,
I've been putting it in here.
All right, cool. Go support Carla Marie. Peace.